All right, and we are live, joined by Scoop and Brandon. I'm Robert. We're starting early because this game is awful. Game is so bad. Scoop, for the Vikings, we're going to jump right into it today. For the Vikings, this 4-4 defense, here's these limitations for this defense. You leave receivers open down the field against a good team that is, all about getting receivers open down the field. It's a case in point.
Yeah. You would have thought that they had, again, they had a coaching staff that kind of came apart over the last couple of years. Some guys got fired, some guys moved elsewhere, et cetera, et cetera. Minnesota, a team that I won't mention, gave you a blueprint on how to beat Minnesota on Sunday with this quarterback and these players. And it looks like they didn't even bother looking at it. Because why are you struggling like this? Again, Carson Wentz, we know his best days are behind him. His best days are long gone. But he's still talented enough to be doing better than this. And then when you start hearing about Max Brosmer potentially is going to be coming in.
Well, he's not, thankfully.
Right, but I'm just saying, even when you start hearing that he's going to potentially be coming in, it's not a pretty scene, particularly when you were expected to be one of the better teams in the National Football Conference. So, again, and this is not a team. It's not like they went from a place where they have a strong home field advantage in Minnesota, which they do, to a place where they are going to be against a team with a strong home field advantage. The Los Angeles Chargers have about as much of a home field advantage as I would in Enid, Oklahoma, and I've never been to the state of Oklahoma. So I don't really know, and again, LA themselves has gotten shifted up a little bit. We know their O-line issues that they've had, which, Harbaugh is notorious for his, trenches outward type of coaching style. But then we saw Justin Herbert, again, shows more examples tonight of why I don't look at him as this sort of prototypical, this is what a quarterback should be in every capacity that other people still seem to believe in one thing or another. So, again, I said yesterday on WTS that I didn't think we were going to get a fun game to watch offensively in terms of crisp quarterback play. And unfortunately, I was proven right. I was hoping I wouldn't be, but unfortunately, I was proven right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a blowout for the Chargers. But, yeah, I don't think there's much we can take away from the Chargers, Brandon. As for the Vikings, this defense looks rough against, again, a pretty vertical pass offense. And then offensively, it just looks beyond dead at this point compared to what we've seen in the past few weeks. But even then, this feels like a more realistic expectation to what Minnesota is than past weeks that we've seen.
Yeah, it just eventually you're asking the defense to do a lot, but what's funny about it is when Carson Wentz first took over from Minnesota, the defense was still playing really well. I think the defense now is just getting exposed. So
again, the vertical passing offense for the Chargers, yeah, as Scoop said, it's not been perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect against Minnesota.
Yeah,
it really doesn't.
When I look at Minnesota at this point, I mean, honestly, if you the way you beat them, it's like certain defenses have a certain way of playing. The way to beat the Steelers defense is to run just quick passes and slants all day long, and that's how they got beat by Flacco, pretty much. And then you look at how to beat Minnesota. Well, Minnesota is just they're susceptible to the deep shot. So if you throw anything, not even deep shot, anything pretty much intermediate, anything about 15, 20 yards or more, you've got them beat. So. They're good pretty much those first 10 yards. Anything else outside of that, they're not a good defense. And when you play such a heavy style that's geared up to stop the run, with that 4-4 style, you're pretty much it's a heavy box more or less. So when you've got that kind of style that's basically more geared up to stop the run, and you're not really facing a great running game in the Chargers. You're facing a gunslinging quarterback in Justin Herbert. So it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Especially when they've got McConkey, Allen, Johnston. They have three pretty good receivers for a wide receiver core. Even if they're some of them are older, have quite a question mark. It's still a decent wide receiver core. So I expect them to kind of get burnt a little bit tonight. That's what's happening. I mean, Herbert hasn't had to play perfect. I mean, he's had a couple moments tonight where I'm like, where the hell are you throwing that football? But this is kind of just like a nothing burger for a struggling Chargers team. This could be their get right game, I guess. But I didn't learn anything about them from this game. Like, even if they score, even if they were to score 2 more touchdowns and get close to 40 points, I still don't think I would care. And right there you go, bad pick by Justin Herbert.
Terrible throw, by the way. It got tipped, but that was still bad.
What else is new?
This is why I keep saying when people are like, "Oh, Justin Herbert is a top 10 guy," I'm like, at this point, he's got to be
in Madden, maybe.
Like, at this point, if he is top 10, he is pretty much at the very bottom of that list. He's maybe 10th.
He's probably 10th. 10th or 12th. Yeah. Honestly, Daniel Jones is playing better than him this year, and that's saying something.
Yeah, but you know what it is too. It's like, what I don't understand also with what Harbaugh is a run heavy head coach. So I don't quite understand why. I know tonight they have to throw the ball more because Minnesota's defense is good at stopping the run, but but they're also
ran the ball okay with Vidal when they've given him the ball. I mean, a lot of inside zones, yeah, but
but the thing is, it's not consistent. They're still asking Justin Herbert to do a lot, and they're trying to stretch the field on this defense tonight. Like, with last week, Minnesota, where they struggled was the deep bomb, and they stopped the run in Philadelphia. But I don't think you can ask Justin Herbert, a gunslinging quarterback, to throw this much in a game. Or for some reason, a lot of the Chargers' routes tonight. I mean, yeah, they're scoring, but a lot of these plays seem like they're long developing plays. These aren't like deep shots where it's 25 yards down the field where it's like a play action and then it's a quick throw off a play action. This is
long developing plays is a weird choice to go when you're that banged up in the middle.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out right now why. Because honestly, now with the Vikings being so close, I mean, I don't think even if they score a touchdown, I still don't think the game matters. But for them, they make this a 2-score game with a touchdown here, and they're already inside the red zone. So it's already 1st and goal. So I don't know what, why. I don't understand why on that drive to start the drive for the Chargers, they're choosing to throw the ball and to have Justin Herbert basically try to throw back across the field. Every time I've ever seen Justin Herbert try to throw back across the field, it's a pick. So I don't understand why it keeps happening. But why are they letting that play go? That's clearly not a fumble. I don't know why they're letting this play go. But he
was down.
This game is such a nothing burger for me because I think at this point I don't think JJ McCarthy could save this, and I don't think
no,
and I don't think that defense is as good. I mean, they're getting exposed now between last week and what the Chargers are kind of doing in this game. I don't think that they're as great as people might have thought they were defensively. I don't think that they're. I still think they're a good defense, but I don't think they're as good as people think they are. And then offensively, it doesn't. To me, I said this season, it doesn't matter if Carson Wentz started or JJ McCarthy. I don't like either quarterback, so I don't think they're any good. Minnesota's like every year we have those teams, right, where we say, oh, we're done with these guys or whatever. Like I've been done with Minnesota since the start of the season. I do not care one lick about the Minnesota Vikings. And with the Chargers, this is exactly what Chargers. This is what Chargers football is. Like, I'm learning nothing about either team.
And it feels like this has been what Chargers football has been. Even that's not even good wording. But before Harbaugh even came, like, it's not like there's been much natural growth that we were kind of hoping for.
No.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I remember talking about that in a recent show. Again, I don't remember if it was here or WTS, but again, like this was. We saw this going back to
Staley. I think you talked about this a couple of
I
weeks
blank
ago.
on the name.
Yeah.
We saw this going back to Brandon Staley. We saw this going back to Anthony Lynn. Shucks, we saw this. Some of this I remember seeing going back to Mike McCoy, who's now coaching again for the Tennessee Titans somehow.
It's an interim role. I'll take that. It's fine.
But it's just so bizarre to me to see these regimes from at least from a football standpoint, if not a business standpoint, wiped out and completely restocked. I don't know. I don't know what the word would be there, but
redone,
like
kind of.
all new people put in, and it's as if it's just the same wolves in different clothes.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Brandon, we talk about the Chargers charging. This is, I mean, it's not this game in particular, but it's just the same team every year.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's still elements of them charging. I mean, look at the Justin Herbert pick. Right there in that situation. That's brutal. Like, this is why I've said for years, like, hey, maybe Justin Herbert would be nice if he had help. But Justin Herbert does actually have help this year, and he's still a gunslinging, kind of. The stats say he's good, but the eye test says he's mid. And that's from somebody that liked him in college. I mean, being a Ducks fan, obviously. So I just don't. I look at this and I go, I'm like, yeah, they're playing well, but it's also like the defense is playing well, but it's also Carson Wentz. Like, I like every defense plays well with Carson Wentz pretty much. So I'm like, I'm not, their defense to me is still. It's funny because the Chargers, Harbaugh, like, I really thought when he came in, especially given what they did last year, and now it seems like they had turned things around. Now it seems like they're just like they're falling back into that chargering thing where it's like they're just playing mediocre football, and like it's not exciting to watch. Like you're still waiting for them to screw up in games, which they still do. Like even at the start of the season when everybody was praising them for being 3-1, whatever it was, and then everybody's like, "Oh, they look good." I'm like, "Yeah, the first month they look good, but that's not saying much." The teams they've played are just trying to figure out, an extended preseason period, pretty much. So, now that teams have kind of started to adjust, now we're seeing what the Chargers really are, and it's a lot of the same that we've seen the last 15-ish years.
Yeah. Scoop, do you have any final thoughts on this game? I mean, we'll keep watching it here as we go into the second half, but honestly, there's other more interesting stuff around the world of sports that we can get to during this time. But do you have anything more to add?
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the second half for you as we go along. If you see us flicking over, that's us watching it. But
Yep.
So I know you guys talk about this on What's the Scoop, but I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts, particularly as it pertains to what this means for the NFL to some extent, because it is sort of interesting to kind of see what it could potentially be, if it could be more wider reaching, whatever. So we could dive into that piece. Again, we don't know at this point. But Chauncey Billups.
Okay. I was wondering. I didn't know where
you were wondering where I was going to go. No, but Chauncey Billups indicted for a illegal poker rig scheme with the mafia, which is something I do you guys know of any active mafias in America? Apparently, there's like 5 of them.
Yeah,
I know of the 5 families. And no, I don't have any connection to them that I know of.
Not that we would. No, but wait, who are these 5 families? That was my first thing. I was like, who are these people?
Well, there's the Gambinos.
Let me know when you want me to jump in.
No, I'm just trying to think. I mean, well, wait a minute. Was the Sopranos made up, or is that's an actual family, isn't it?
The 5 families that have been we'll talk about the New York City families that have kind of been the dominant ones in the Italian American mafia. So that would be the Genovese families, the Gambino families, the Lucchese family, the Bonanno family, and the Colombo family.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Okay, so I did not know about this. Because when I think of mafia, I think of the mafia video games. the first two I've played and they're amazing. You should play them. If you want anything to do with Mafia, just play those video games. You get your fill. Everything else is not worth your time. But
although I will say, there's a former Mafia boss who now does YouTube videos. His name's escaping me right now.
yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes,
but if you can find him, I love his videos.
Oh yeah. I don't remember the name. It's also escaping me. But yes,
I'm gonna look him up right now while you're talking.
Yeah, so there's that, and then there's Terry Rozier basically saying, "Hey, telling his co-conspirators, hey, I'm faking an injury." Yes, Scoop.
Michael Francesi.
Yes, thank you. And for basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be injured, or I'm gonna fake an injury, take my under," and it was flagged, by the way, by Vegas. The NBA did an investigation and cleared him. So he played the last 2 years. Apparently that investigation wasn't very thorough, so that's a problem. Obviously, we know about Javonte Porter. Touchdown by the Vikings there. But yikes, guys. I mean, this is an active NBA player. This is an active NBA head coach. Two separate but obviously kind of attached things as well as...
Yeah, they said that these were separate investigations, but they were not unrelated.
Yeah, and then I believe it was, I hope I'm saying the name right, Damian Jones of the Lakers basically saying, hey, LeBron's not playing, AD's not playing, whatever. Also, there are rumors that Chauncey Billups also said something about Damian Lillard not playing. Obviously, the Trailblazers do tank in March in most cases, but either way, they are similar. What do you guys make of this? What was your initial reaction? And then also, just what do you guys think it means for sports leagues in general? Who knows how wide-reaching? Again, we're not going to speculate because we don't know. But who knows how wide-reaching this could get? Brandon, what are your overall thoughts?
When we talked about it on WTS, we said, or pretty much what I had said was, it's there's got to be some way to stop this because it's growing like a wildfire across sports, where it's like, the analogy I made was that wildfire, saying like, hey, if you spark a match and throw it on a tree, all of a sudden, bang bang, like down the road, they're all going to light up, and it's going to be a massive issue. And it's becoming that way. You look at what Class A did with Cleveland and tanking the first pitch of at bats, and then they eventually banned him for life because they found that.
Can you guys explain what that whole thing is with Class A for those who don't know?
Yeah. Do you want me to do this, or you want to do it?
It's up to you. I'll let you do it.
You're already talking, so go ahead.
So basically, Emmanuel Class A, the Cleveland Guardians closer, pretty much, the prop bets of first pitch, strike, or ball, he was purposely tanking that first pitch. So, bouncing it to the plate, throwing it to the backstop, all these different things.
And sometimes he would make mistakes, and you would hear him go, damn it.
That's what I didn't realize.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's pretty much.
He basically would just say the F word if he struck a first pitch that he didn't mean to.
I knew about what he was doing with the first pitch. I didn't realize that when he screwed up, he would visibly get mad.
Yeah.
But pretty much, that's pretty much the short of it. So eventually, the MLB found out he was doing that, and they banned him for life because there's no tolerance for that. But the crazy thing is, and we know this, there's been underground betting in sports since probably even before the 1919 Black Sox scandal. And, so gambling's always been a thing, but I feel like it's worse now because now everybody's just out in the open with it. And now it's and on top of that, just gambling in general has invaded American culture. Now it's visibly crammed down our throats. We're getting, ads every 5 minutes, not even every 5 seconds.
From sports leagues partnering with these partners, these legal partners. But then there's also still offshore stuff, which that's still a thing.
Yeah, and they're pausing game action for 15 seconds to show you a commercial for betting. It's why? I want to watch the game. I don't want to bet on it right now. Not everybody that watches the game wants to bet. And like it is such a. And I said this back when they first legalized, sports betting, and and made it a big, kind of open thing. Was I said this? I said it back then. It's a slippery slope for sports because now you really can't regulate it. Like before, you found guys betting under the table, you could pretty much ban them for the game. But now there's so many guys I think that do it that we don't know about. That it's like this is the tip of the iceberg. I think there's way more guys that you could find across these leagues that are doing it, and it's a bad look for the people that say sports, or it's you're almost proving the people that say sports is rigged right, because it's making sports look worse now as a whole, and I wish there was some sort of way that they could put an end to it. I just don't think they ever will. I think now that it's started, I think it's not going to stop. But at some point, what I don't understand too is like, yes, greed is like one of the 7 deadly sins. And we talk about, the rich getting richer, but it's like, what does someone like Terry Rozier have to gain from, he's making $26 million. What, for his contract? What the hell do you have to gain from making an extra like 50,000 on it? What do you really have to gain from that? Like you're making so much money. You're jeopardizing your career. You're jeopardizing any future money you may make, and now you're basically being blacklisted now as the guy. Hey, the guy that bet on that purposely tanked to ruin his own career. So no one's gonna want to work with you because you're also untrustworthy now. So there's nothing.
May I also add, because this is another piece that I just thought about now. November 1st, NCAA is allowing players and coaches to start betting on November.
I didn't even know that.
That's also getting added into this as well.
This is really gonna get out of hand. It
already is.
Like there's got to be a stop this, because this is only going to get worse. It feels like now at this point, because when it first started happening, when we had the whole sports sports betting thing happening, like you heard maybe one guy got popped here, and then another guy in another sport like 2 years later got popped there. It's like no, now it's happening every year. Pretty soon it's going to start happening every couple months.
And now it's reached 2 new levels, because we got coaches getting involved, and we got the mafia getting involved.
Yeah. And again, even though it's somewhat separate because it's poker, it doesn't matter. It's still active to the league. An active Hall of Fame head coach.
I said this earlier when I was on WTS with Brandon, and shout out Jay, because obviously it was all 3 of us. But I said this earlier. When you are, whether you're part of because I know that there's a big subset of fans and, other people who will say, well, the league advertises with FanDuel and sports, whatever the hell, so, one thing or another. So, why can they, take the money from there and it's still an issue and blah, 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 blah. And I said it before, so Brandon's going to hear me say this for the second time tonight, but when you agree to take money from the NBA and to play professional basketball, to make millions of dollars a year, to play 81 games in basketball, and if your team's good enough, more than that, you are agreeing to forfeit the rights of certain things, or the so-called rights of certain things, or the ability to do certain things that the so-called average American can do. You are agreeing to, not use cannabis, for example. You're agreeing, and some other things. At least I think that's
cannabis got adjusted, but I know some other ones didn't. Anyway,
you get the point, though.
Yes.
And
I could be wrong, though. I don't remember the specifics. Anyway, continue.
Well, I only remember that because of the infamous "stay off the weed" stuff from Stephen A. Smith. But anyway, back to my actual point. You are agreeing to take on certain things that maybe are different for the so-called average American. You know what's also different for the so-called average American? They don't get to pick and choose when to sit out of work and still get paid.
Yeah.
They don't get to load manage their job whenever they feel like it. they don't get to, go out and play 17 minutes of basketball and make whatever the hell number of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars for it. So you are agreeing to do certain things. You are accepting. It's the whole rights and responsibilities thing. You are owning the right to do certain things, and you are accepting responsibilities to or not to do certain other behaviors. So if you're going to make that agreement, if you're going to sign that contract, you know damn well what you're agreeing to. And that's just not for the NBA. Every job, some jobs you have to get drug tested for. Some jobs you have to get background checked for. There is every job that I can think of, or at least I'll say 90% of jobs that I can think of, you agree to either do certain things or not to do certain things in order to have that job, in order to get the benefits and the compensation that they are providing for you. As such, it is different when the league wants to promote engagement with the league and engagement with the players and engagement with the games by promoting these betting things for fans on television or wherever. It is different in that regard than a player at night or in the off season or even during, who knows, maybe even during halftime while sitting God knows where, being able to go online and actively either bet on the game that you're playing or on a game that's actively going on, whether you're betting for them or against them, whatever. I don't see how this is such a, like, the nuance here that is being missed in so many arguments that I'm hearing is driving me freaking nuts. Because no, it is not the same thing if you are an active NBA player making $60 million, which I'm sorry, the fact that the number of players that are making that much money that are not star players is insane. But anyway, the number of players who are making that level of money and are complaining about the fact that, or moreover, are having middle and working class people on their behalf complaining about the fact that they have to withhold from betting, or they have to abstain from betting, or whatever the case may be. It's a rule that you agreed to. It's a rule that they imposed for valid and legitimate reasons. You want to do it, retire, or stay a free agent until you stop doing whatever you're doing. But the fact that
even as a free agent, you're subject to these laws. So
do that again.
Even if you're a free agent, you're subject to these laws because you're part of the PA.
Okay. Well then, I guess retire. I don't know. But my point being is while you are employed and while you're getting that contract and while you're doing these things, you made an agreement, and that to me is the be all end all. I don't understand. It's different for me when I hear things about like certain substances or one thing or another, because there are certain legitimate reasons that I think players utilize these things for that just goes beyond recreation. But when it comes to something like this, no, I'm sorry. You can't tell me that you want to make a little extra money, because a little extra money for you is a full year's salary to a lot of people.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm very curious on how this is going to develop, because it's not dissimilar to players betting on their own games, but it is in the sense that like they're actually like giving out sensitive information to people who are. Scoop, you hit your laptop again? What's our count on that?
Every freaking time. I don't know, because Brandon's been too focused on the count of times that I've mispronounced player names.
No, but anyway, but the thing is, giving out sensitive information like that to bettors is a huge deal, and that's where it gets even worse, which is the situation we're looking at.
It's basically
our co-host on WTS, Jay Kruger, made an amazing comparison earlier. He compared it to insider trading.
Yep.
And
it basically is.
Pardon?
It basically is.
That's my point. Is you are taking information that the average person in those markets doesn't have, and making decisions based on that. But even more so, like, at least, like, and I would argue this is in a way worse, because, excuse me, if you know a piece of information, then at least you're still subject to the volatility of markets. You may know something that you can actively influence directly, that would change the outcome of a game. You can actively miss a shot. You can actively botch a pitch. which
is what Rozier did.
Yeah, so I would argue in some ways, not the fact that it's worse in the sense of like it has more negative potential outcome, but in terms of the intensity of how bad it is, I would argue that there's ways where this is worse.
Yeah, clearly, if the FBI director is getting involved, clearly.
Oh, wait, Kash Patel got involved?
Yep.
Yeah, he was the main guy who did the press conference.
I didn't. Somehow I didn't see that. I apologize.
No, that's okay. He literally did the press conference. So this was years long of them trying to figure this
everything
out.
I saw was written. Everything I saw was written. I didn't see the presser itself.
But what I don't get is like the NBA, like, and not just NBA, but there are so many times across all sports where there's so much damning evidence on these players of any crimes they commit.
That's the issue with the Terry Rozier thing. They literally cleared him.
Like, I don't understand. Like, how much of an investigation could you really do to where there's so much evidence against somebody and you still clear them?
But this was on live TV. What Rozier did, it was pretty obvious.
Yeah,
it was on live television.
Like, I just don't understand how these leagues allow this to happen, and then still don't find evidence of it when it's right in front of your face. Like these things happen.
You have to have the FBI get involved to figure this stuff out. I mean, the FBI will always be involved with these cases.
Well, but then here's the thing. It just goes to show how stupid the people in power of these leagues really are. Because they're not getting anything done when something's right under their nose. So like it's like I don't understand where sports is going, but if it keeps going the way that it is, we are gonna have some serious like this is already a serious problem. It's going to be a lot worse if this kind of behavior continues.
I wonder depending on how this investigation goes, and obviously we'll learn more in the coming days. For the NBA to clear Rozier, that's their biggest issue right now. Not Chauncey. They could care less. Honestly, they really could. They're more worried about the fact that the Rozier thing, they cleared him, and the FBI said, nope. That's a problem. That's massive.
That's a good point, and we didn't even touch that.
Yeah, the fact that he was cleared and was still playing basketball as of yesterday is a problem.
Yeah.
It's a massive issue.
And notice how we've barely touched on the Chauncey Billups side of it.
The Chauncey Billups thing is a mess in its own way.
Yeah.
Because it's not like directly tied with the NBA. But he was like a face. Basically what they said is he was like a face to get people to these poker tables. First off, the thing that I'm trying to figure out is how the hell do you like directly get involved with the mafia in that way? Like that's the one part I'm trying to figure out, but I guess.
But it's like now, and then there, you're an NBA Hall of Famer. You've made so much money in your career.
You're a head coach of a team.
Yeah, you're a head coach of a team. Plus, you can get endorsement deals whenever you want them because you are literally a world champion basketball player.
A Hall of Famer. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame last year.
Yeah, like I don't understand what he would have to gain from basically tying himself to the mob. And becoming like the mafia's poster child? Like, does that make any sense?
Would you guys like to hear the specifics from ABC News and ESPN from NBA Today? Because the ways in which they said it was kind of amazing. So, so let me pull this up because I thought it was fascinating. Let's see if I can get the specifics here. I was like, what in the... Also, the Chargers just scored again, so the game is basically over at this point. Let's see if I can... So that's just the NBA saying, oh, this is our top priority, just basic speak, whatever.
Remains our top priority. Now joining NBA Today, ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. What more can you tell us about these separate but related cases?
Yeah, Sinead, these are two distinct criminal indictments, both of them involving gambling, and one of them specifically involving the mafia. 4 of the 5 organized crime families, according to federal prosecutors in Brooklyn who announced these cases today. In one case, Terry Rozier is accused of faking an injury while he was playing for the Charlotte Hornets in 2023. But before he did, he tipped off, according to federal prosecutors, gamblers who used that non-public information to make $200,000 worth of wagers on places like DraftKings or FanDuel or some other sports book. There's another example that federal prosecutors outlined in which Damon Jones, who was associated with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the LA Lakers, he used his relationship with LeBron James to tip off some gamblers, according to the indictment, that James was not going to be playing in an upcoming game that the Lakers went on to lose. And again, sports bettors were able to use that non-public information to make tens of thousands of dollars worth of illegal bets. The other case involves rigged poker games here in Manhattan, in Miami, in Las Vegas, in the Hamptons, where Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones were used as what the mafia called face cards, using their celebrity to lure unsuspecting high rollers to poker tables that were rigged with X-ray machines and special glasses that could see the cards the other players were holding. Prosecutors describing this unusual intersection of professional basketball and the mafia.
So I'm going to get to the other piece of this that's quite interesting. See, I'm going to get to what this is.
And in at least one instance, they got their information.
You heard the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Joan Osella, there, Sinead, say the name Shante Porter. It's that case that really was the origin story of the illegal sports betting indictment that was announced today. And it appears that either he or others associated with that case may have given the authorities some information about some of the people that were charged today. In the other case, the illegal poker that Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones were caught up in, according to the indictment. That case started with the FBI's organized crime squad. They were investigating mob-linked illegal poker rooms in all sorts of locations.
Anyway, so basically, the other piece of this that's important is that the people that Chauncey Billups was defrauding, they're called fish, according to the mob.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's like the gist of it. But I think this Chauncey Billups thing is, as Brian Windhorst said earlier on ESPN, looks like a movie. This is insane.
It's basically straight out of the Sopranos TV show. like that this is what they did on the TV show pretty much. So I mean that's exactly what I said when I first heard the breaking news pretty much this morning. And they were like, "Oh yeah."
We woke up and that was the first thing we saw this morning.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups has been arrested for illegal gambling activities tied to the mafia. I was like, "Are you? Excuse me?" Like, I was like, "Huh?" Like
I had to have missed something.
And especially it's like like for any player to do that is crazy. But oh yay, great, Carson Wentz with the greatest interception on planet Earth.
This game is massively over.
But it's like okay, any NBA player is bad enough. But to hear a Hall of Famer like a guy that everyone knows, Chauncey Billups, like
also, is there any possibility? Not entirely. I guess I am speculating. I apologize. Is there any possibility? They're also talking about this on First Take today. Is there any possibility that Chauncey Billups could have not known this was the mafia?
No way. No way.
I don't believe there's no way, right?
He has played at the highest level of pro sports. He has had endorsement deals. He has been involved with higher ups for a very long time. He has an agent. Like he's got people that are business people, that are management people, all these different kinds of people, all these people that are connected. There's no way you don't know that you're not involved with the mafia. There's no way you don't know that. Like
what if because it wasn't directly said today, but what if in the next few days he says, I didn't know I was connected with the mafia? Is anyone going to believe that?
Hell no.
I'm sure. I'm sure people are going to believe that. I'm not, but I'm sure people were.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about that on First Take, and I was thinking about that. Like, could you imagine not knowing you were dealing with the mob or multiple mobs, 4 families?
Yeah, well, and like not only that, but like just from a basketball standpoint, what the hell are the Detroit Pistons going to do now with their Hall of Fame, their Ring of Fame, whatever they call it? They're going to take them out?
What? Okay, wait. What's going to happen with the Basketball Hall of Fame? It was just inducted last year.
Yeah, they can get stripped of all that. Like, are they going to strip him of that? Like, well, because the thing is, it's one thing to be arrested of that after you've done playing and while you're not coaching, so you have no ties to the NBA. He still did. He was the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. So, like, now what do you do? So
I have no idea. And the only good thing about this is I'm excited to see Thiago Splitter as the head coach because I actually think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. I feel old as hell because I remember watching him most of his career. But
yeah, it's crazy. But he's going to be really good for the Blazers. Probably a lot better than Chauncey has because I don't think Billups has been a very good head coach for the Blazers anyway.
See, if Chauncey Billups comes out and says that he wasn't aware that the mafia was basically recruiting him to lure people in, that he was basically doing this. Here is my answer to all this. You were recruiting people to come get scammed by the mafia. So you clearly knew that it was a mafia related thing. If they're telling you, hey, come lure people so we can scam them, it's already illegal activity. So but second of all, if I walk into any place that has gambling and I see a bunch of sharp dressed Italian men literally looks like they're doing shady shit with the games, I'm not going anywhere near it. I'm walking as far away as possible. So,
bro, Shabbos had an amazing day. You know what he just posted on his Instagram?
Yeah, what?
He was on CNN tonight. That's how crazy this is.
Wait, who? What?
Sham Sharadia was on CNN.
Oh, I couldn't tell what name you said. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Shams
man.
was on CNN.
I mean, because sports and real life current events bleed over here because the FBI got involved. That's why. Oh my god!
What a freaking time to be alive!
I'm trying to find the specifics of.
This is why I would love to be a sports insider. Could you imagine though? Like they both Rozier and Billups got arrested at 6:00 this morning, right?
At their specific local times, by the way.
Like, could you imagine being an insider and waking up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning and getting a breaking news of something like this? I would stare at my phone like this. I'd be like, holy shit! I wouldn't even know what to do with that information at that point. I don't know. The whole story is just insane. And remember, it's not even 24 hours. It's only been, what?
Who knows what we'll find out tomorrow or the next day or next week?
Yeah, or by the weekend.
We don't know.
I am so, my God, this is going to become my favorite courtroom, my favorite legal drama, I think, of all time because it involves sports.
Is this? I have a question, and this is it's not really a serious question, but it is I'm asking it in a serious way. But screw it, I'm just gonna ask the damn question. Does this become our version of the OJ trial?
No.
That was murder. That was somebody actually dying.
Okay, wait. I think our version of that.
I don't mean it's as serious. What I meant was the thing of the decade that everybody will be like, do you remember where you were when this happened, type of thing.
So the gambling thing, who was the NBA ref who did all the gambling stuff back in the early 90s and 2000s? I forgot the name.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's also part of the history here. But I think the closest to OJ is actually Aaron Hernandez. unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no, and let me just be 100% clear. I did not mean to equivalate homicide to gambling.
No way. Okay, do you guys want to hear what Chauncey Billups' attorney said? Did you guys
Yeah,
see this?
I
I
heard
read
it.
it. I read it to Scoop in the chat. Yeah, but let's hear it again.
This is Chris Hayward, attorney for Billups. Anyone who knows Chauncey knows he's a man of integrity. Man of integrity do not cheat and defraud others. To believe what Billups did, what the federal government is accusing him of, is to believe that he would risk his Hall of Fame legacy, reputation, and freedom. He would not jeopardize those things for anything, let alone a card game. Furthermore, Billups has never and would never gamble on basketball games or provide information to the rest of, or sacrifice the rest of the team in his league, as it would tarnish the game and as he devoted his life to. Billups has never backed down. He does not plan to do so. He will fight these allegations with the same intensity that marked his 28 career. We look forward to our day in court. And basically what happened, Rozier basically said the same thing. He'll fight the allegations. I don't know how you're supposed to fight these, but
I don't know. I mean, like, people, see when we talk about like, sports like crime stuff, it's like true crime is like OJ and Aaron Hernandez. When I'm talking about like legal drama, like procedure, this is what I mean. I'm saying like this is like my favorite legal drama thing going on right now, because it's like it's so big that it actually went beyond sports, that the FBI had to step in.
We have to talk about it on a football show.
Like when the FBI steps in on something, you know that it's insanity. So, like, the fact that they step in on the NBA pretty much is
Also, when was the last time any non-Italian from the Northeast talked about any of the five families?
I don't even, bro. The only way I know how to get attached to the mafia is by playing a mafia video game. I don't need, like, how the frick do we even begin to get involved with the mafia? I don't even understand it.
There's no way. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. If he actually
Me
comes,
neither. Like, especially like knowing the process that like you have to go through to. Well, let me rephrase that, because that was probably going to get very concerning. But being aware of the process that you have to go through in order to even remotely become, even on the most distant level, affiliated with organized things like that.
Organized crime?
Yeah, just hearing from people like Michael Francesi and whatnot, the intensity and the intentionality with which you have to go about
violence,
getting in. Well, just the level of pursuit you have to go about getting involved in that life. You mean to tell me that he just accidentally? I've never heard of anybody accidentally ending up with the mafia.
I'm just wondering if that will be his excuse. Which would be amazing.
It may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god, we never.
This is the first time Rob has had the most beard of any of us on the show,
dude, and hair. Look at this.
So
I ain't showing my hair, but go ahead.
Well, you know what I'm trying to think of right now? Like, it is, yeah, thank you.
What I've been trying to think of all day is how the hell did he get affiliated with the damn mafia?
That's what I just.
I know you explained it, Scoop, but still, it's insane.
It's the strangest part of the entire story. It's literally the strangest part of the entire story.
Well, we keep saying, like, what I don't understand. I don't understand one freaking part of this. Forget about what I don't understand. There's every time you peel back a layer of this onion, a new one comes out.
We are literally, so they got arrested at 6 a.m, and then the news basically broke right after that, 7-8 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah, 8 o'clock your time. I think it was 5:30 my time when I saw it, or 6.
Yeah. So
it was. I know it was before. It was like 7 something my time.
So that means we are almost 15 hours into this whole thing
saga.
So, And if we're already having this many questions about the integrity of sports, the likelihood of getting mixed up with the mafia or unknowingly getting mixed up with the mafia, and the just absurdity of having that many people busted for this kind of thing
30 plus people, around 30. My question,
31, I heard.
31. My question is, okay, this is my ultimate question. My ultimate question is, what happens if more NBA players are involved, number one? What if it's other leagues, number two? What if it's the NFL? What if it's the NFL? What if it's the NHL? What if it's the WNBA? What happens?
Well, what I asked on the show is, a couple months ago, what did we hear? Apparently, and now knowing these games go all the way back to 2023, what did we hear a couple months ago? Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase are no longer playing for the Cleveland Guardians, because of things.
And then we also had Calvin Ridley a couple years ago too.
I'm very curious if those two things are in any way related, and also the Class A things from last postseason now make me. It looms a lot larger when I remember going back, because I was at the Yankees Cleveland postseason series. Remembering how bad Class A was in the game that I saw, it hits a lot different now. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and again, we had the Calvin Ridley thing a couple years ago too. I mean, who knows who else is involved?
Like this might stretch back. Like this, literally, like it would be the greatest cover-up job in world history if these leagues all kind of swept like more of this under the rug, and this is the only stuff that we know. Like,
because there's gonna be more in the next few days. We're not just gonna know nothing.
Yeah, like,
is your cat just up on the roof?
No, my neighbors upstairs are moving furniture, and they're not exactly doing it very gracefully.
My God, they're like we can't wrap our heads around it right now. It's so early in this that it's like, it's just that we've never seen something, a sports betting case like this. So this is the first of its kind to be this heavily involved, heavily detailed.
Since the NBA scandal with the referees, I think.
Yeah.
I can sum it up in this thing in one sentence. This is a football show, and we've talked about basketball for an hour.
Because this is wild.
I'm not saying it's not. But I'm just saying that shows that. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that shows exactly to the extent to how significant this is.
And also
talk about basketball on here.
Well, and also, Scoop, sorry to interrupt. My biggest question is, what if we come up with a show on Sunday and the NFL is involved in some way? That's not out of the realm of possibility, is it not?
I mean, at this point, nothing would surprise me. You could tell me that Ipe Mako, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name because I forget it, but you could tell me that Ipe was connected to this, and I would believe you.
I mean, you could even have, if you think about it, you could even have college sports, because we're talking about how they can start betting pretty soon, and how
close they're going to start betting in a week.
And how close, and a half or so.
And how close in proximity this is to that, and especially because Bill Billups was the head coach for Portland. Like, who knows if the Oregon Ducks are involved? Who knows if CFB is involved? Who knows if basketball? Like, this could go a lot deeper.
If Alabama is involved, which is the one team keeping me sane right now, I will absolutely lose my mind.
Like, I can't. I don't think it is, obviously, because if we were to find out that all these leagues were involved, it would literally destroy sports as we know it. It would.
Yeah, but again, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
How many different? I likened it. You heard this, Brandon. I don't think Rob did, but I likened it to kind of the steroids thing 20, 30 years ago when all that stuff kind of was like. We heard baseball, then there was some, footballism and one thing or another.
Cycling.
Cycling. I'm not entirely sure that would have been a better comparison a few minutes ago. I'm not entirely sure this doesn't become like this, the sort of the steroids version of our sports era. And, but even more so because it's it's the same for every, like, the same things are accessible for every league. You know what I mean? It's not like in certain leagues, you're more apt to take stimulants, and in certain leagues you're more apt to take testosterone or whatever. Like, the same platforms in the same manner are available ubiquitously and the same exact way to every league.
Yeah.
Well, see, the way I think about it is like, with the only difference I think with the steroids versus this is steroids was like they figured out how to police it like pretty quick once it really blew up. Like,
Yeah, because you
putting
SADA,
like
WADA, and whatever. Yeah.
they figured out a way to police it and stop players from doing it. How do you
So
stop
it's not that greatly though. I mean, we had biogenesis.
It's not perfect, but it's better
not
than it
perfect,
once
but
was.
it's still a lot better.
But my point being is that even with the breakout stuff of the early 2000s, we still were having things like biogenesis as recently as 2014.
Well, yeah. It's just I think that but definitely compared to where it was, how it was rampant versus now where it is now, like it's basically a 95% sure thing now. It's, hey, if you take roids, you're done. That's it. Like, and then it comes out that when these guys do roids, they are popped immediately, pretty much, and done. So like, it's with this though. How do you like? I can't think of a way to actually police this. Because this isn't like
Why do you think the FBI is involved?
yeah, like the FBI didn't get involved really in steroids heavily with the case. Yeah, they did with the Balco thing, but like
the only way I can come up with it is like have there be like one type of cell phone and have it be distributed through the league to each player. But even that, I mean, you can still obviously use like laptops and such. Like, so even that's not a great idea. But I mean, it's the only thing that I can even begin to think of.
It's like when you're testing for steroids, you're testing for, like, it's in someone's body. It's easy to find out.
Yeah, you're testing either their blood or their piss or whatever.
Like, so, but it's like how can you actually like go through and make sure that guys aren't sports betting or it's like it's weird.
Or don't have co-conspirators telling them like, hey, do this, do that.
Well, wait, hang on. I have to think for a second. When you sign up for FanDuel or when you sign up, because I can't do it here, it's not legal in Mississippi.
I can't do it either, by the way.
I did.
My question being is, when you're signing up for something like that, do you have to connect your SSN or no?
I would assume not.
Because my question is, if you have to connect your SSN, how do they take so long to figure it out?
I can't remember. I don't remember if they did ask me that, but they did. They ask you for obviously your name, your number, your email. They ask you for.
I'm gonna Google it. Hang on.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Even if they don't directly sign up for it, right? Which, I mean, obviously, if you're an NBA player, you can bet on NFL, whatever, LeBron.
Well, you have to link your bank account, obviously, because you have to be able to send and withdraw funds.
But what I'm saying is, you can do what Terry Rozier did. Just tell somebody, "Hey, I'm doing this," and they don't even have to sign up for it.
I hadn't thought of that.
Which is what happened with Rozier.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to police this thing, because like steroids, you can police it. This, I don't know how you can.
Yeah, because it's entirely you. It's not like you. It's your body and nothing else. Like, it's not.
Yeah, you can tell other people, "Hey, make this account, do this, do that. I have this information." Which is basically what happened.
Yeah, I'm kind of just rattling things off as they come to my mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with this in the coming days. Is the Chargers game still a nasty blowout at this point?
Yep.
I turned it off.
24-point game, and Carson Wentz is basically dead because he's been nursing that arm injury pretty much for 3 quarters, and his arm is like he is so unbelievably distraught on the sideline that like he literally looks like he doesn't want to play football anymore.
Yeah,
like it's actually bad.
It's 34-10 with 5 minutes left. Okay, Scoop, what's your baseball rant?
Okay, so I think back to a couple years ago, and I remember in 2023 we were watching. We watched the postseason. Everybody had just seen Houston in 2022 finally win their ring. That there was no argument over the fact that they were just the World Series winning team of that year. There was nothing that you could dispute about that. Nothing you could split hairs over. And then 2023, we went through the postseason, and the Rangers just started to look more and more like a team of destiny in one thing or another. And I was hearing people, usually more sort of like casual baseball fans or casual sports fans, but a good number of people say, "Oh, it's so great to see new teams. It's so great to see the underdogs and the smaller markets and one thing or another." Even though I don't know who's looking at Phoenix or Dallas as a small market, but that's beside the point. And we saw the Diamondbacks go against the Rangers, and it was one of the worst rated watched World Series and sports championships in modern history. So we have that. And then we get to 2025. And I've watched not every postseason game, obviously, because I'm a human who can only be at one place at one time. I am not Clark Kent. But I'm able to watch. And I will say this, fully will say it even about my Yankees. I kept watching games. And whether it was the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, a National League team, I'm watching and I'm waiting. I'm thinking to myself, can any of y'all look like you belong on a World Series stage, let alone to win a series like that? Because
honestly, we've talked about this for the past couple of weeks that none of these teams are really like World Series teams.
I'm going somewhere with it. Because in 2024, you had the Dodgers. Even though we basically handed them that ring on a silver platter, they definitely looked at least some part of a World Series team. 2022 Astros definitely did. 2019 Nationals, I would say, did. 2021 Braves, I would say, did. At least at some point. And I was wondering when that was going to happen. And then Friday comes. And we see Shohei freaking Ohtani put down one of the best, if not the best, games of all time on a baseball field. And I'm looking and I'm thinking to myself, finally, that is somebody that I want to see in a World Series game or series again. And I'll like it even more this time because it ain't going to be against New York. Now, people are telling me this past week, Toronto and LA, they're saying this is horrible for baseball. This is evidence we need a salary cap and, this, that, or the other. And they're so pissed off and they're not going to watch it. Yeah, you will.
Oh, yeah, you're going to watch it.
And not only are you going to watch it, it isn't bad for baseball. And you know why? Not because of their payrolls, not because the LA Dodgers have such an expensive team, not because the Toronto Blue Jays went out and bought a bunch of guys. There's a metric called revenue versus payroll. And the Dodgers and the Blue Jays are two of the top three teams in terms of spending revenue on their player payroll. The only team out in the top three that's not in the World Series is the Mets, and the Mets have a lot more problems than that. So I'm looking at this situation now, and as a revenue, and I'm looking across multiple sports because I saw this. You see this happen in other sports as well. We were talking about Jalen Hurts a couple of weeks ago, and this is where my crossover is going to hit because we were talking about Jalen Hurts a couple weeks ago, and Brandon and I have talked time and again about how we see him getting discredited because he had, he's a game manager or, he had a bunch of guys open or he had all the day to throw. Why are we penalizing? And I know this part I've said before. Why are we acting like it's bad to be good? No, it's cool to be good. When I watch the World Series, I want to see the best of the best. I want to see Shohei Ohtani. I want to see Freddie Freeman. One day I want to see Aaron frickin' Judge. I wanted to see Mike Trout. I wanted to see Shohei back when he was on the other side of Los Angeles. I want to see the best of the best be in my championships. And if Jalen Hurts is out there playing well and Jalen Hurts is out there, great. I'm glad that he's a great player is with other great players. I'm so damn sick and tired of us treating sports like what's most important is how well we can bring down the level of greatness. Because you know what? We see these playoff expansions, and what do we see? Less impressive, less compelling games and teams making it further and further. I don't give a damn if the 14th best team can get a hot streak and suddenly win the title. That does not interest me. What interests me is seeing the best actually be the best. And you know what? It's cool to be good. It's always been cool to be good. It's cool to be really good. And it's cool to watch really good go up against other really good. And I'm so damn sick and tired of this discourse in baseball, in just pro sports, the last 10 years, where it's most important to bring down the ones who are at the top so that it's more fair for the one. No, you know what? Because no, and you keep telling me these owners can't compete with guys with these bigger spending owners. Well, you know what? Newsflash: when these teams don't just fall into these guys' laps unless you're John Fisher. These teams don't just fall into these guys' laps. They have other assets. You know what? You're making money off those other assets. You can also funnel that into your team as well. You can also take your resources elsewhere and pool those into spending money. It is not the fault of the teams at the top that the teams at the owners or the owners of the teams at the bottom are dog shit, cheap, and absolutely being the actual problem of professional sports and of Major League Baseball. I do not have a sympathy bone. I have it for their fans. I don't have an ounce of sympathy in me for small market, quote unquote, teams. Yeah, small market like the Chicago White Sox, like the Los Angeles Angels. If you're in a top 4 media market and you're trying to convince me you're a small market team, you can kiss it, because you know what? Your owner not willing to spend money, or your owner not wanting to spend on payroll, you know what? You can spend it on player development. You can spend it on international free agency. You can spend it on keeping your well-drafted young players, because you're going to be drafted in the top 5 every year because you suck. You can spend your money in other ways if you don't want to go and spend $28 million a year on a free agent. So you know what? There are other ways to win. There are other ways to allocate your resources, and there are other ways to be good. And it ain't Hal Steinbrenner or Mike Walters' fault that you're not.
Well, okay, so number one, the Vikings have a 0% success rate on runs, so there's that for the Vikings. Could get involved with baseball, because I think it's actually fundamentally broken and federal law should get involved. I've always said this. It may seem a little bit of a stretch, but it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I get the owner thing. I get where you're coming from. But I just, like, I don't understand. I guess where I'm having a struggle with baseball and not having a salary cap or a salary floor, and I get it, these owners are cheap and all that stuff. There's basically what's happening with baseball is that there's simply no competitive balance. Like, I'll be real. As someone who tried to watch a lot of baseball, I couldn't, because half the league isn't interesting. More than half the league isn't interesting. And that's a massive problem for people trying to get involved in baseball. Now, I do hear points. The issue I'm having, though, is like, a lot of it is bad ownership at the bottom. I hear that. A lot of it is that. I just don't understand what's the harm in a salary cap and salary floor for baseball. What's the harm in it? There's no harm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. I just don't get it. Like, there has to be some level of.
Can I respond to your parody comment for a second?
Yeah.
Because let's look at the big four let's look at the big three for a second. Let's keep it somewhat concentrated, even though I have a hard time concentrating on anything. Let's keep it somewhat concentrated. The National Football League recently has seen teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and has seen teams like the New England Patriots either win back-to-back or at least go back-to-back. And in some cases, more than that. The NBA has seen teams like the Warriors, before that the Lakers. They've seen teams like the Spurs. They've seen these teams become not dynastic per se, but win multiple in a short period of time. The MLB is the one that hasn't had a repeat winner since the late 90s into 2000. So again, if the Dodgers do it, they'll be the first one in 2.5 decades. So I still have an issue with the parity thing, because for a league that doesn't have the so-called, parity, or it doesn't have a salary cap, the biggest spending teams have been the Mets, who have been nowhere near a World Series, the Yankees, who made it once and had been atrocious, when they made it. The teams the team that was looked at for a while and that was the biggest spender for a while was the Dodgers. They were the biggest spending team for almost a decade before they even won in 2020, which was the short season COVID year. MLB, I would argue, has the most parity of any of the big three leagues without a salary cap.
No, and that's fair. But I'm also going to ask you guys this question. Are you
Please.
turning on your TV to watch? Are you guys turning on your TV to watch Pirates Red Sox on a Wednesday afternoon?
Yeah.
If it's on,
Or
yes,
a
I am.
Sunday? What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. You guys are okay. That's fair.
Look, I
Because-
love baseball. I love baseball, but I wouldn't watch it.
But that's what I'm saying. And guess what I do on a Sunday? I watch the freaking Titans. They're not good. I watch them anyway. Again, I don't know where I'm going with this scoop. I hope you kind of get my drift here.
I'll watch the Pirates if Paul Skeens is pitching.
That's what I would do as well.
But I wouldn't just watch for Paul Skeens. There's Jared Jones is on that team. But it also, you kind of also are kicking it back to my point, which is the fact that, that these teams don't invest in actually being good. If these teams
I agree with that. But
Yeah.
a salary cap and salary floor would make them have to do it.
So here's the problem that I have with that is that I can see a lot of these players and particularly their agents saying, "Hey, I know you'll get a couple million less to go to the Dodgers because of where they are in the cap, but they're going to invest a hell of a lot more in your success. They're going to invest a hell of a lot more in your. They have a lot. I don't think that a payroll cap is going to do what people think it's going to do. I think it's going to I think it's going to disincentivize teams at the top from continuing to invest in being great, and I don't think it's going to suddenly, and I can see this being a situation where a bunch of mid veterans are signed for the league minimum, and that's how teams get to the salary quote unquote floor, rather than actually it being something that motivates them to actually try and put talent together. Like the type of teams that that are. Like not the White Sox, that's a little bit of an extreme, but the type of teams like the Athletics rolled out year in and year out.
Hell, the Athletics owner is one of the worst in baseball. The reason why I bring up the federal government with this, though, is
I'm curious about that one.
Doesn't it feel? This feels like very FBI FIFA-ish in a way. Not necessarily that it's entirely accurate.
I'm going to stay out of this one because I don't know sheck about FIFA.
Oh my god, you should look up the FBI FIFA scandal. It's kind of amazing. It's better.
Okay.
It's better than the Chauncey Billups scandal. It's actually a lot better.
It's fantastic.
It's amazing. It's not even close to that, Brandon. That's not what I'm comparing it to. But doesn't it feel weird, just the amount of money that's just getting poured around in baseball? It just kind of feels weird from a wider lens, I guess. That's kind of my point. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
I mean, look what the Mets did, right? In two of the last 3 years, having the highest payroll in baseball and still missing the playoffs. Like, look at Juan Soto's contract and how stupid that is. Like the money he's getting.
Stupid. It's just dumb money being thrown around.
You have. That's the thing. Just because you have the right and the ability to spend the money. People are acting like it guarantees you greatness. Some of the best players on the Mets, some of the best players on the Dodgers this year, and even on the Blue Jays this year, are guys that are still on their rookie 6-year deals.
Well, what I'm saying is, holy crap, we're spending we're about to spend $1 billion on an MLB player at some point. Like that's and all of that's just guaranteed thrown at a guy. Like that just feels weird to me.
It feels weird to me too. However, I will, and I know this doesn't mean a ton to a lot of people, but I will say, because it's 90, not Soto, but like Ohtani, for example, the $700 million for 10 years, which somehow is actually not looking like a horrible contract right now. But that contract is also 98% deferred. So that he's actually.
Oh yeah, I hate the deferral stuff. I think that's annoying. I think that needs to be.
Now, if you want to look and say there's something should be done about the deferrals, or something should be done to at least streamline these contracts, so they have to follow a more consistent and a more regulated, form or archetype or whatever you want to say. That I think that's a conversation that's fully worth being had.
Okay, then how is that different from a salary cap and a salary floor? It's basically streamlined contracts.
It's how the contract is structured, not how much money is being spent.
That's fair. I see that. I do think the deferrals are a massive issue.
I think that I'm not going to say that they're an issue, and not that I think that you're wrong per se, but I'll say them as I'll say it as I think that there's a conversation that's worth being had about how they should be
Yeah.
About what they should be, if they should be at all.
I'm not making the best comparison here because should the
No,
FBI
you're
get
good.
involved?
You're
Probably
good.
not because I don't think they're doing anything illegal. It just feels freaking illegal, even though it's not.
You know who the biggest loser is in all this money talk when it comes to sports?
The people trying to go to games who are,
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
that is also a good point.
the consumer.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't disagree with that, but I also think that as long as fans are still going to the games in the ways that they are, that money is still going to be going somewhere. So in my vantage point, I would rather it go back into the team than anywhere else.
I'm just like, I don't get how there's people out there that can afford to like ordinary people that can afford at this point to like NBA games are still cheap, depending if you sit up high. Baseball games
depends on the team. How cheap are Nets tickets right now, Brandon?
Oh my god, I could go for free if I wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna search this.
I went to Nets. I went to Nets Heat the day that Dwayne Wade retired in whatever the hell Barclays Center. I don't know why that took a second.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And I had pretty solid seats, and they weren't all that expensive.
Like it depends on the team, but it's like
and the league. I would say
that's why.
Did you guys see how much Memphis Grizzlies opening night tickets were? The cheapest?
No, I do not give a shit about the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they were $6.
Oh my god! Like you see,
so apparently I'm not the only one who doesn't give a shit about them. Go on.
This is the one thing I hate about being in a major market area, because if I want to go to Eagles games, even before the Eagles won their Super Bowls, tickets were still pretty bad.
Oh my god!
Like Eagles.
I told you guys with that. Not even a story, but I tried to go to Eagles Patriots. It was like week 13 one year, and this was before I'm pretty sure before the Eagles won their Super Bowl. It was cheaper for me to go and sit first base side in the ALDS for the Yankees than it was to go to that game midseason.
Wait, Nets Hawks at Barclays Center on Wednesday. The cheapest ticket is $76.
It's still early in the season.
Nets.
That's why it's still early in the season. Give it like 3 weeks, and those things would be $7, not $70.
and I also wouldn't be surprised if that drops the closer we get to that game.
Game next week, yeah.
But that's the biggest problem I just have with sports is that it's like the team's like the consumer loses either way. The consumer loses. Because if they want to watch their teams on TV, you have all these streaming services and all these TV deals and all this stuff like that that's going to screw the consumer from watching it on TV. If they want to go to a game in person, the tickets might be cheap, but then to pay gas, tolls, whatever to get over there, food, and all that stuff, it's worth more than the price of the actual goddamn ticket.
And then you have Adam Madoff Silver up there, who's basically saying, "Oh, it's become a streaming, or I'm sorry, it's become a highlight
driven league."
Fans will just watch the highlights. That might be the most arrogant fucking thing I've ever heard.
So it's like the everything, like for the consumer, it's like a lose-lose. It's not even a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose-lose. You lose by watching the games on TV because you're paying for all these streaming services that are going to end up being exorbitant prices. So you're going to end up just screwing yourself. Everybody's like, I'd rather watch it on TV than go to the game. And then, okay, so then you're getting screwed in terms of TV packages and in terms of all the stuff you have to watch just to watch a damn game these days, whether it's Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max. It's all trash.
Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock. So you're getting beat over the head with subscriptions, and then cable is so damn expensive. So it's like either way you're losing, even as a consumer watching from your own couch. That's one way you're losing. Second way you're losing. You go to the games, you pay for gas, you pay for tolls, you pay for the food. By the time you even sit down for the game, that what you just paid in that alone is about, I would say, 20 times more than the cheapest ticket you could buy.
And look, bus transit services help, but not by much.
And even so, you still have to pay for the bus. And then the thing is, if you constantly travel by bus, eventually it adds up. And then, would you really go to a game after you have to do all that to go to the game for $6-7 tickets, knowing that team is absolute goddamn dog shit? Would you actually go to the game for that?
That's the thing, and especially for like out of town, fans who sometimes there are fans that'll save up for months to go and see their team play one game, and it's
Their star isn't playing.
What?
And their star isn't playing. You save a bunch of money, and
Well,
Jokic isn't playing, or Wemby
it,
isn't playing.
Yeah, well, that wasn't even where I was going, but that's a very good point also. But where I was going with it is like, good chance you had to deal with long distance travel, whether that was air or whatever. Probably had to get a place to stay for at least one night, if not two. It's become a luxury item. Is really the best way I can put it.
Yeah, and you know what you got to like we love watching football. This is a football pod, but the problem with football too is football has become the most expensive of all the sports. And then when you factor in how much those TV deals are, how much the players get paid, and I hate when people say that how much a player gets paid doesn't affect me, because that's not true. It does affect you. You essentially in one way or another are paying for the player's contract. You just don't know it, or you just might not know it. But so like when you're going to a football game, like I've seen Giants tickets because it's the New York, New Jersey area, and bright lights, big city. I've seen Giants tickets or Jets tickets, and they suck to holy hell. Those tickets by week 10
Giants are fun. Jets not as much.
But it's like but still, it's still not a good football team in general. So it's like you still get to week 12 and those tickets still haven't dropped yet. Like, I can understand maybe the start of the season, the first couple games, the tickets being expensive. But if that team starts off 0-4, 0-5, drop the damn prices. No one wants to go see a team that sucks for $300 a ticket.
Plus, it's one thing now with Dart and Skebita. It was, but,
Jesus,
but like back when they had like
Skebita.
Back when they had what? What?
You said Scabba-duh.
Scatterbo.
God dang it. There you go. Jesus.
But my point was gonna be, like, it was like, think back to when they had like Ben McAdoo at head coach or Pat Shurmur at like when they were like actually picked.
Yeah, tickets were still pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Like it's really upsetting that we get to a point where no matter which way you slice it, us as the consumers, we get screwed. That's why honestly, I have no problem streaming the games off of a third party service for free. And maybe being, 15 seconds behind the play. I have no problem.
Yeah, I love how it was so important for them to crack down on Stream East.
Yeah. But the good thing is, having my streaming box, I can still watch the games. It might not be perfect, but I can still watch the games and not have to get.
By the way, I think your streaming box is legal. I think if you do the research, it actually is legal.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Better be if we're talking about it on a public podcast.
The thing is, you pay for it once, you set it all up, and you get everything you want in that box afterwards from that point on for free. So I don't have to listen. We pay for Prime because we do order stuff off of Prime, so I can still watch the Prime games on my TV in real time. But or same thing with HBO Max. I love HBO Max because I love watching movies on there, so I do pay for that. But that's not that expensive. I pay for the year-long subscription for HBO Max, so it's not. It's a little bit of money. It's $170 a year, but I get everything I want on it. And I can go to it anytime I want to, and still be able to watch hockey on there because TNT. So I can watch the games on there. So it's like I get a little bit of something, but it's like I don't want Netflix. I hate that stuff. I don't want Peacock. Peacock sucks. But it's like all those games that are on Netflix or Peacock, I can actually get it on my streaming box for free. So even though I'm paying for maybe one or two subscriptions, I'm not paying for all of them like a lot of people are. I still have ways around it to where I'm still saving a little bit of money. So, yeah. But like most people are either paying for all those streaming services to watch all their sports, or they're still paying for cable and getting beaten over the head by cable prices. So like it doesn't matter if you go to the game or if you're streaming it or whatever, what have you, you're getting beaten over the head as a consumer. So it's ultimately we're the ones.
How we also get beaten over the head with cable is what is it? Is TV network disputes.
Yeah,
Disney has one coming up in a couple of weeks with YouTube as well. So yikes. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to do lines?
That's
Probably
what I
not
was
the
waiting
best. Not the best show to do them, but we'll do them anyway. I'll do them today because I want to see if Scoop gets some of them right.
Okay.
We're using ESPN Bet. Again,
All right.
probably not the best show to do betting lines, but we'll do them anyway. Let's see what we can do.
How do you want me to? Do you want me to close my freaking eyes? How do you want me to do this?
No. You're fine. You're fine. Titans Colts.
Go ahead,
That's
Brandon.
that's an indie.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be a massacre. I'm gonna say. I mean, but the Colts don't really blow anybody out, do they?
They haven't. Did they? Well, I'm curious what the score the last time they played Titans were.
You know, I'm gonna say Colts. Oh, that should be so high. I'm gonna go super high. I'm gonna say Colts minus 13.5.
Scoop.
I'll say Colts minus 8.5.
14.5 Indy.
Oh, you were close.
Niners Texans.
That's a big one. That should be a big one. That feels like a big line though. I'll say Niners. I'll go big again because the Texans suck. I'm gonna say Niners minus 12.5.
I'll say Niners minus 6.5.
Texans minus 2.5.
Are you serious? Who? Wait a minute. Who in God's name picked the
I hate the 49ers, and I'm easily taking them to cover on that one.
Oh my God, it's Jesus! If the whole why? Who is taking the Texans? They are shit. Who is taking the Texans? Oh my God.
Brandon's not okay.
How are they favored? It's Christian McCaffrey against the Texans. He's gonna bloody beat the crap out of them. Oh God.
Bears Ravens. Apparently no Lamar again. Looks like at this point.
Yeah.
I gotta change my pick then.
I'll double check, but I think Lamar's. I don't think Lamar's playing.
Then that kind of swings the line a little bit more. That game is in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Status versus Bears TBD. So there's a chance he plays.
Oh Jesus! I wish they would tell me so I can make my damn pick in time. I mean, given the fact that his status is up in the air, I'm gonna say it's gonna be kind of close. I'm gonna say, and that's in Baltimore, right? It is in Baltimore.
Yes.
The Bears. They don't blow anybody out. They play everybody tight, no matter who it is. Bears minus 3.5.
Scoop.
No, I'm still gonna go. I know the Ravens have been messy, but I'm gonna guess they're gonna probably put this one as if he's playing until they find out otherwise. Give it to me. Give me just inside a tutty. Give me Ravens minus 6.
Close. Ravens minus 6.5.
Oh.
Very close. Do you guys know the Eagles spread or
Yeah,
not?
I do.
Okay.
No.
All right, Scoop, you can guess it then.
I can guess the Eagles spread.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know it so. Because I heard it before we came on today. I heard them talk about it in passing, so I heard it.
About our passing game? What?
No, I heard it in passing. I heard like them talk about the line.
Okay.
So I know the line. So this is on you.
Okay. Eagles minus what? This is in Philly, right?
Yes.
I couldn't remember. We got to put the hurt on them, pun entirely intended. So I'll say Eagles minus. I'm not going to do a round number again. That just screwed me. So I'll go Eagles minus 7.5.
That's correct. That's what it
Yep.
is. Yeah, that's
Yep.
impressive. Commanders Chiefs Monday night.
with no Jaden Daniels.
Wait, it's Commanders who?
Commanders Kansas City.
In Arrowhead,
fuck my
I
life.
think.
Yep.
Oh,
What'd you say?
man.
In Arrowhead.
In Arrowhead.
I'm going to want to take an arrow to the head watching this game.
No one's watching that game. That's a brutal massacre waiting to happen.
Jesus, 37-10 Chargers. Gross.
Yep. Okay. I mean, it should be a massive blowout. And especially with the Chiefs at home. Oh my God, this line. I mean, I know the line's not the biggest of the season. I don't think, but honestly, it should be. I'm gonna say Chiefs. I mean, they don't really blow anybody out too much.
That's your problem. You think teams don't blow anybody out, and you think Vegas actually cares about that.
Yeah, I know. Screw it. I'll go another high one. I'll say Chiefs minus 12.5.
Scope.
What was that fat one earlier?
14.5.
And what teams were those?
It was the Titans and the Colts.
Since the Colts have been more impressive so far, so I'll go just inside of that. Give me Chiefs minus 13.
Chiefs minus 11.5.
Oh.
Any other game you guys are interested to guess?
I don't even remember who's playing whom, so
I need to look. Let me look at the schedule. NFL schedule. The first one that popped up is Falcons Dolphins. I'm not guessing that crap heap. It's a good one. I saw Broncos Cowboys, so we're not doing that one.
That's fine. That one kind of makes sense.
I didn't see Packers Steelers.
You want to do Packers Steelers? Yeah, Packers Steelers Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but Packers they're slightly better. Man, that home field advantage does matter though. But Steelers defense is terrible. Packer, I mean, if sports bettors thought like me, I'd be getting every line right. I will say it's close. I'm gonna say Packers minus 2.5.
Okay, Scoop.
Oh, that's too close for me.
At least it should be.
I'll go Packers minus 3.5.
Packers minus 2.5. Brandon got it.
Let's go.
He finally got one.
Brother.
He finally got one.
Juicy.
Oh my God! It sucks because last year I was so good at this, and like this year, it's like the second one all year I've gotten right. Oh my God, what's happened to me?
All right. We got to do pocket keys and game of the week.
That's where I was going. Yeah, that's where I was going.
I was thinking next Thursday is is that Halloween show next Thursday? Yeah.
Yes.
Halloween show's next Thursday, and it's Ravens Dolphins. So have a better Halloween costume than Ravens Dolphins, please.
Lamar Jackson, please play. Lamar Jackson, please play. Please play. Please play. I don't want to watch Tua that can't find his receivers because he's too small, according to himself.
To me, there's an obvious pod cookies game this week.
You can't take the Jets until they win a game.
Sorry.
You're fine. You can't take the Jets until they win a football game, which may be never.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I've got
Okay,
an obvious.
I have another one.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, who do you guys want to take? Go for it.
Well, I've got two that are jumping out at me.
Yeah, I think I've got two also, but one I'm gonna say for
All right, go
sure.
ahead. Just so I know I didn't say it twice.
Um, Listen, I know it's a great success story. I don't care about Jets Bengals. I don't care about Joe Flacco. I don't.
You
I
can't take Jets Bengals.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
just said you
We
can't
just
take
said you
that.
can't take it.
I'm sorry, I'm tired. It should be
We
Jets
can't
Bengals.
take it.
It
Should
should
be,
be.
but it's
It
not
should,
allowed.
because you know why? I wasn't picking it for the Jets. I was picking it for the Bengals because I don't like Joe Flacco. I'm sorry, Shannon. I don't like your goat.
No. But again, the reason
I
why we
know.
can't do the
Yes,
Jets
I
is
know.
that
I know.
they would be the answer every week. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So my other choice, I think, is pretty simple. For me, it's Dolphins Falcons. Dolphins Falcons is absolutely terrible to me. I mean, Tua has mush going on both in his mouth and in his brain.
I'm so sad for Kevin Harlan. He's calling that game on Sunday.
Oh man, like the Dolphins obviously know Tyreek Hill. He didn't want to be there anyway. Jalen Waddle is pretty much going to be on his way out at some point. Mike McDaniel can't form a sentence without stuttering 37 times. Uh,
By the
but
way, we got the counter. He stuttered 17 times.
oh my god, and just the Falcons are so up and down. I don't know which version of them we're going to get. And if we get a crappy Falcons team against the Dolphins, that could be like a 9-6 final score. So I don't like that game. I don't think it's going to be any good. No one's going to watch that game. Maybe Sarish, but at this point, Sarish should be a masochist for watching his own team because they're so terrible. So yeah, it's Dolphins Falcons, and guess what? Like I said, I know we can't pick Jets Bengals, but that should be it for if we could pick it, that would be it for me. But still, Dolphins Falcons is a close second. I do not like that game in any way, shape, or form. I don't like the Dolphins. I never have. And the Falcons to me just never impressed me. I don't care how good that defense is. I don't care how good Bijan Robinson is. When the Dolphins suck that bad, that game could just be either a massive blowout for the Falcons and we learn nothing about them, or it could be a close game because they play like crap. It seems like every other week. So I do not care about that game one bit.
Tell me how you really feel, Brennan.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Where did this human go? Oh,
Hello?
yeah, I didn't know where the hell you were.
I lost connection for a moment. The Ravens got all their toys taken out of their locker room. No video games. No.
Yeah, I saw
stuff.
that.
Here.
That's why I said we can rule out Kyler going there.
And then here's Woody Johnson talking about his quarterback.
It's hard when you have a quarterback with a rating of God. He has the ability, but something just not jiving.
There's a lot of static, but basically,
Yeah, I can't hear a damn thing.
Basically, he said if we could complete a pass, that would be good. The owner of the Jets said that.
He doesn't watch his own team. He does not care what his GM does, apparently. He does not care at this point. And then he gets mad about it. That's literally like me being mad that I failed my test when I didn't study for it.
And he also said if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to have similar results. At least he's being honest.
Oh boy, that team's never going to win anything in our lifetime.
Can I get my answer for pot cookies yet? Or
yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I think probably the obvious one left would be Colts Titans.
Yeah.
But to kind of give one similar, or not similar to that, but kind of give one that's like on par with that, even though it's a different game. I'm sorry. Even though they both have winning records, I would rather watch my cat sleep than watch the Bills versus the Panthers.
Yeah, that's a fair answer.
I love Bryce Young. That's the only thing I love about that organization. And the Buffalo Bills.
And even then, he's hurt. I think Dalton might be starting.
Rico Dowdle season, baby. Pound the rock with Rico Dowdle.
Well, they have Tuba right now too, so they're using both.
I'm going to be pounding my head through the wall because the freaking Bills are a fraudulent organization and made me look like an asshole when I put Josh Allen as my number 2 or number 3 quarterback earlier in the season because they are. Excuse me, sorry. They're like whichever one it is, man or woman, that you keep believing that they're going to change and then they just don't. And you keep going back because they look good and they say all the right things, and then it just freaking falls apart every single time. And you bang your head against the wall and you don't learn your damn lesson.
Yeah.
If the Bills struggle in that game, I think I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I'm already done with them.
I'm all the way done at that point. I don't care. I don't think they're going to be close to Super Bowl if they don't win that. If they don't win convincingly.
I'm going to take Bears Ravens. Even if Lamar starts, I think it's boring. Here was Tua talking about not being tall. What? That's what happened.
What he said.
Yeah, I think with that, some of it has to do with being able to see guys, with their guys also up front and our guys. And I'm not the tallest guy in the back there either. So being able to see, and then sometimes when that happens, you don't want to just throw it blindly.
He was talking about not being able to target Jalen Waddle.
Now, mind you, he's the same height as Jalen Hurts.
He's 6'1".
So and would you see him make that excuse? No.
Okay, any quarterback that makes that excuse, Russell Wilson's 5'11". Drew Brees was 5'10". They don't make that
Baker Mayfield's 5'11".
Yeah,
Kyler Murray's 5'5" on a good day.
Well, I mean, so am I, but I don't play as many video games as he does.
I hate, I forget who mentioned it today. I think on NFL Live or somewhere they mentioned it. They said, well, it might have been, it was Booger McFarland mentioned it on PTI. He was like, what do you make of the whole Tua thing? He's like, well, first of all, Tua just needs to shut his mouth. Tua needs to stop talking.
Yes.
Just stop talking, because everything that comes out of your mouth at this point is just garbage. It's like you are not doing yourself any favors, you're not doing your team any favors, you're not doing your teammates any favors, you're not doing the franchise or the league any favors by you constantly opening your mouth and just having crap fly out of it. So, and it's funny because Tua was never really like that. And I mean,
no.
And he came from the Nick Saban, school of hard knocks pretty much down in Alabama.
And media. Don't say shit. Yeah. Oh my God! Sorry.
It's making me seriously wonder if it's getting to him. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be, right?
Yeah.
We said last year, after what he went through last year, we said maybe he shouldn't play football again. It's someone needs to save him from himself, and we've said this before.
Yeah.
It seems like now it really is becoming a problem, because these are things that he never said before. These are things he's never kind of acted this way before. So
yeah,
it's just a problem when you have a quarterback that's not known for being this way all of a sudden being this way. But then it could just be him just being straight up irritated. But then he's.
I feel like it's more than that.
Yeah, but he's also kind of the way he said that too is kind of came off as lighthearted. It's would you be lighthearted when your team is that trash? When they're 1-6?
Yeah.
So I'm it's not making sense. I don't think it's all there. I don't know. I hope that something good can come out of all this, but at this point, I mean, if you're Tua, or if you're the Dolphins, or if you're looking at even us looking at his career from the outside, looking in at it, where does he go from here? He can't be their starter next year, can he?
No. I don't think he starts for any of the 32 NFL teams next year.
Is he a backup?
No, I don't think he plays. I don't think any team takes a shot at him.
Is he, honestly, are we gonna be seeing Tua retire early just because of all the mess he's gone through?
My apologies. I was just looking to the video just came on as I was looking to figure out what game I want to pick for game of the week. But I also wanted to look at what is Tua's contract right now. Is it still under contract for a while?
Didn't he get an extension?
I thought he did.
For his sake, I hope for honestly for everybody involved in that whole mess, I hope he's not.
He has a potential buyout in 2027.
Oh, so in 2 years.
So he's gonna be. Oh my god.
Well, post 2026, so like one more year after this.
So he's gonna be their starter next year.
He kind of has to be.
Oh man. I mean, when it's this bad, you already know Tyreek Hill's not coming back. You know Waddle's not coming back. So what's Tua going to have to throw to? A bunch of fourth stringers?
I have no idea about Waddle, but yeah, definitely. I mean,
Waddle's been floating around in trade rumors since last year. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right. For game of the week, can I take a surprise one?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Cowboys Broncos. I'm fascinated. Could that be a low scoring game? Could it be 45-40? I have no idea.
I mean, that game, and I said it on K&K last night, that game could be good if the Broncos decide they actually want to play offense for 3 more quarters outside of just the last one.
Excuse me, if Sean Payton can actually call plays.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't hate that. I think that's fun. Yeah.
I can't believe I'm taking a Cowboys game.
Looking at the schedule, though, I literally am tempted to agree with you. Because I really don't see anything else I like. I mean, the best matchup should be Packers-Steelers.
But we can't take it.
Exactly, we can't take it. So that's why when I'm looking at this, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that you're right.
Because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I just know it's going to be fun or stupid either way.
And I'm not going to take – I could take our game, but –
But you're more scared about it than you think it's going to be fun.
I don't trust it to be something where it's going to be like the Giants actually showing up and giving the Eagles a real problem. I think this is going to be the game where it kind of flips, where we're not going to get swept and we're going to stomp them. But I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's my game of the week too. Because I mean, Dallas can score at will, and the Broncos, when they actually decide they want to play football, can score at will. I'm also excited to see what that defense does against a weak Cowboys offensive line and Dak, and what PS2 does covering, Lamb, or if he switches on to Pickens, what have you. So I like that. Yeah, you know what? I like that matchup. That's my game of the week too.
All right, 2 for 2. Scoop, what are you taking?
Okay, so for game of the week, I'm looking, and Foyf.
How do you think we feel every week doing this segment?
Foyf. Righty.
Yeah, listen, you can make it 3 for 3 if you want to, because there's nothing really great here.
No,
most of these games are suck, but I'm
also lining up some good post-credit scenes, more fun stuff.
Thank Flip. But I'll go I'll go 49ers Texans, only because it's the only game to me that I'm looking at that I think has no chance of ending in an absolute massacre. Every other game I look at, and I can see one team or the other completely just annihilating. That team or that game, I don't see any chance of either one pulling away that aggressively.
Okay.
I'm literally looking. I'm looking at every other game that isn't a primetime game, and I can see the argument like Chicago, Baltimore. If Lamar plays, that's dead. Excuse me, we can't pick Jets Bengals.
Why would you?
I was just gonna say, although for game of the week, no. You know, Cleveland, New England. I like Cleveland's defense, but I still think New England is playing too well right now. Philly Giants. I think Philly's going to be super motivated to stick it in their mouth. That sounded really bad, but
wow,
Jesus.
I bet sock them in the mouth. Anyway. You get my point. Every other game looks like one team or the other could absolutely just completely kill them.
Yeah. All right. Post-credit scenes, I got like 3 or 4 amazing things. Check out our Instagram chat for all of them so that you guys
All right, let me take a gandanander.
Brandon, if you want to read the first one, go ahead.
Oh boy. Yeah, this should be fun. Home filled with thousands of stolen Legos discovered. Suspect arrested, police say. What in God's name? It's in Santa Rosa, California. Police found hundreds of thousands of allegedly stolen Legos in a suspect's home. A California man was arrested for allegedly stealing hundreds of thousands of Legos to resell them at inflated prices as part of a theft ring, local authorities recently announced. Santa Rosa police began investigating an organized retail theft fencing operation against Robert Lopez, 39, last month, the department announced October 15th in a news release. Lopez is a resident of Lake County, north of the San Francisco Bay Area. Police said that he was directing others to steal expensive Lego sets and purchasing the stolen property at reduced prices before reselling the sets or individual mini figurines at inflated prices.
He has over $6,000 worth of stolen Legos.
Well, yeah, and you missed the other part. 6,000 Legos and multiple guns were found during the investigation of the ring.
Look at this photo. Look at this thing. Look at this.
I mean, that's an all-time photo when you have heavy weaponry like that next to a bunch of Lego sets. Yeah. Says here that basically they were stolen from both Target and Walmart. Well, obviously. Additional evidence against Lopez was actively involved in organized retail theft, targeting Lego sets and communicating with local retail thieves to steal. Yeah, they basically found that stuff that he was communicating with local retail thieves to steal them.
Yeah,
scattered throughout the house. Yeah, these pictures are insane. Just absolutely insane. Yeah, police added that the heads were separated from the bodies, like in terms of the disassembled Lego figurines, and it's neatly organized by facial expression.
Scoop is not okay with that right now.
This is astonishingly specific.
Oh my god! Like, where is it? Wait, police say the sale of stolen Lego items is a growing concern due to their high resale value and popularity among collectors and ease of concealment. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The items are often targeted due to their small size, being untraceable, and in high demand, making them ideal for quick resale through online marketplaces or informal channels, police said.
Yeah, this is from USA Today. Any other thoughts on that one?
This story goes on for so damn long for something that's this dumb. Oh my god.
The stuff today is only going to get dumber.
I'm scared.
Do you have any other thoughts on police rings of Lego sets?
I can't believe that's an actual sentence.
Yeah, hey, and the big 2-5. That's what it is these days.
What the hell's the big 2-5?
2025.
2025. All right, here's the second one. Go ahead, Brandon. Read this one.
Lay's reveals that 42% of their customers didn't know their chips were made from potatoes.
Okay, what the fuck?
Wait a minute. Let me tell you there's more to this.
This is definitely some of the same people who thought that a third-pound burger had less meat than a quarter-pound burger.
And people who thought brown cows made chocolate milk instead of regular milk.
And it says here the brand also says that there are more than 4,000 registered potato varieties worldwide, but only 10 make the cut for Lay's chips. And it can take up to 9 years to develop the right potato for that signature crisp and color. It says there, you'll see the real potatoes message pushed harder on the shelves with a refreshed logo and packaging. But the headline here is a surprising 42% stat. Oh man, why are people stupid? This is why we need media literacy and just straight up just literacy in terms of reading and writing. This is why we need it. This is why I hate that schools have stripped away journalism, creative writing, and English programs in favor of math and science. Because honestly, I don't want somebody building a rocket that doesn't know that Lay's potato chips is made from actual potato.
Is it made from potatoes? Oh my god. All right, and this is another one I got.
It's such brain rot. This is all brain rot.
Oh, dear Lord, help me.
Here's the other one.
I'm afraid to even open this. Prison guard arrested after allegedly smuggling chicken wings to inmate for cash.
It's so good.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Chicken
this is
wing.
So good. Here we go. Because it's in the caption. A Texas corrections officer, Amos Nyanwe, was arrested after giving an inmate chicken wings for money at Travis County Jail in Austin. The misconduct was reported by another officer, leading to his firing on October 14th. He is charged with providing contraband in a correctional facility, a misdemeanor that could result in jail time or a fine. I mean, what I want to know is what kind of chicken wings they were, what flavor they were, and where did you get them from?
Wingstop, probably.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you guys want to see Jared Leto walking into a movie theater for Tron Ares?
Who?
Yeah, give it to me.
Here's Jared Leto walking. Look at this movie theater that he walks into. Look at this. Look at this video. This is amazing.
Where the hell was he?
California. Look at how empty the movie theater is. There's nobody there.
In San Francisco.
There's nobody there.
Oh, boy. See, Jared Leto, the musician, I like. Jared Leto, the actor, sucks. Like he has certain things that's like a couple movies that are good, but most of his movies are awful.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know him as a musician. So
I know him as the Joker, so. And Morbius.
Oh man, I miss old Jared Leto when we had a mohawk or it had emo hair and like 30 Seconds to Mars. I miss that version of Jared Leto when he was actually good. God, man.
The theater's just empty. Anything on all this, Scoop?
I mean, I don't really know anything about Jared Leto, so I don't have anything on that one.
Do you have anything on chicken wings being put at put in a prison?
I mean, hey, them birds got to eat too.
Oh no! Shane is struggling at his game. Oh no!
Although I will say, mean, I will say, chicken wings in prison gives me. I mean, it gives a new meaning to the term jailbird.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Don't be like that.
I already was.
Yeah, I see it.
Jesus. Well, I think that's all we got for today. What a mess of a show. We talked about basketball. We talked about baseball. We talked about chicken wings being put in prisons.
We talked about the movement, the basically cash flow, the movement of money.
Movement of
Oh my God!
money.
It would be easier to talk about the things we didn't talk about. Wait, that was a weird sentence, but you know what I mean.
What is TNF doing right now?
What happened?
TNF is literally having like a circus act lady do like a like her act like a unicycle lady kind of doing like a balancing act on a unicycle.
Look at what look. I have one more post credit scene thing if you're interested.
Florida woman claimed to be Eminem's wife to avoid playing. Looks more like his mom, to be honest.
I mean, listen, he's not married. He was married. He hasn't been married in about 20 years almost. So that wouldn't work anyway. Second of all, Eminem's ex-wife does not look like that. She looks strung out, yeah, but she doesn't look like that. Oh my goodness!
It does look ever so slightly like an old version of his an old picture of his mom.
It actually kind of does, yeah.
When we get off today, we gotta show Scoop what happened with the FBI and FIFA because it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, please show me.
Basically, there's one part of it where a guy got money under the table to get an apartment for his cat at Trump Tower, just for his cat.
Hey Pringles, you want to move?
Hey Pringles, you want to move?
This act is actually scary. Oh my God. I'm enthralled by it, though. I'll tell you that. They keep giving her plates. How many more is she going to stack on her head? I'm watching TNF Nightcap.
What is TNF Nightcap more entertaining than the actual football game?
Oh my God, this is so fantastic. This is the greatest collection of people on a panel ever. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick, Blake Griffin, Steve Nash, Richard Sherman. Oh my God. Like, we have so many great people on this. We have Tony Gonzalez. We have Dirk Nowitzki. Like, this doesn't get any better than this.
It's on Prime, baby. Jesus.
Oh my God, I love this. I love this.
And with that, for Scoop, for Brandon, for Robert, hope you enjoyed this silly show that was barely about football today, due to the game being absolutely awful. We'll see you on Sunday after Packers Steelers.
Good night,
everybody.
Peace, everyone.